Hi, it's Beth from the Somerset County Library. It's a bit blustery out today, but I wanted to go ahead and record our program for this evening on how to use Microsoft Publisher. So sit back in your comfy chair and let's get to work. Okay, so to access Publisher, move my arrow over here. Just go to the Start menu and go to my programs, and I have Publisher 2016. So let me go ahead and open that up. Okay, so when I clicked on Publisher 2016, this is a screen that opens up. And you can see it has the same basis as any of the other Microsoft Office programs do. You can choose from templates, or if you already have publications that you've been working on, you can see your recent publications over on this side. And to start with, we're just going to open up a blank page. Here we are in a Publisher document. And you can see it's set up exactly the same as other Microsoft Office products are. You have your ribbon up at the top here that has the tabs for file, which is where you have your print, share, export, and save options. The insert or the home tab, which has your fonts, paragraph styles, insert, which is where you can find inserting tables, pictures, online pictures, shapes, text boxes, word art, page design, where you can find page orientation, setting your margins, the size of your page, setting up guidelines. Guidelines are very helpful. One of the reasons I like Publisher. Mailings, review. This is where you can do spell check, thesaurus, and view. So you can get a preview of what your document is going to look like. Now, Publisher is good for desktop publishing. So if you are working on a newsletter that has multiple pages, or a flyer, or something along those lines, this is very helpful or a very good program to use. And as we go through the activities, I'll show you some tricks and why it's so helpful to use. Okay, so for the first activity, we are going to open up a new template, and we're going to use the built-in features. So you can see the different types of templates that are in the built-in template. Business forms, business cards, calendars, catalogs, flyers, paper folding projects. Remember that one. Menus. So depending on what your needs are. And see, we wanted to go to flyers. So let's open up flyers. And then under the events section at the top, let's click on all event. Scroll down until we see the other selection or the other section. Here's the other section. And click on the template labeled Company Event. Company Event right there. And you'll see it over here on the side. That's the one we selected. And then click on the Create button. So now we're going to save our newly created flyer to the desktop with the name Library Event Flyer. Oops, let me get it. We're going to do that. We're going to go to the File tab, Save As, select someplace to save the document where we will know where it is. Okay, so we want to name this Library Event Flyer. And make sure you make note of where you're saving your document so you can find it later. All right, so we have saved our file. Now we are going to look at some of the basic elements of the program window. So looking at our program window here, what percentage is the zoom slider at? I'll give you a moment to just try to look. It might be a little small on your screen. But down here in the lower right-hand corner is the zoom slider. And the zoom slider allows us to enlarge our work. So if we need to get into those little details there and make sure that what we're typing is what we think we're typing, we can do that just by sliding, right-clicking and sliding this bar. And how many pages are in this document? Down here in the lower left-hand corner, we were told we have we're on page 1 of 1. So if I insert more pages here, insert a bunch of pages. Okay, so here I can tell that I'm on page 2 of 3, even though 2 and 3 are both blank. If I look down here, I can see I'm on page 2. What is the title of our document? Of course, we should know that because we just saved it. But the title of our document is up here at the very top. Oops. Here at the very top. Let's see, libraryevent.pub. What buttons would you click to minimize, maximize, or close the document? And that is going to be the exact same as any other Microsoft Office product. We have the minimize, maximize, and the close button. And final question in this part, What buttons are available in the Quick Access toolbar? If you remember from other Microsoft Office programs, the Quick toolbar is right here, the upper left-hand corner. And you can actually customize what icons are in the Quick Access toolbar just by clicking this down arrow and putting a check mark next to any of the options that you want open. So currently we have Save File, Undo, and Redo. So if you wanted to have Print Preview easily available or quickly available, you could put that up there. You wanted to have spell check handy, just a click of a button, you can have that there. So the basic elements of the window are program window. The document window displays the current document when open. This is the document window right here. We have the title bar, Quick Access toolbar, the status bar shows the number of the zoom slider increases or decreases document size, as we have noted. The horizontal and vertical rulers, these are very helpful. And they're located there. And if you want to make sure, okay, our page is lining up. So we have 0 here and 0 there. I was going to say, if you wanted to make sure that your rulers were lining up with the ruler, you would right click in this corner and then drag to the edge of your page. And then you can see your rulers exactly. View buttons, which change the view of the current document from single page to 2-page spread. We have the single page spread here and the 2-page spread there. So if I click on page 2 and 3, you'll see, I'm going to put my ruler back. You can see that you'll be able to see both pages at one time. Minimize, restore, and close buttons, which we've already discussed. Scroll bar and arrows. So you'll see you have a scroll bar and arrows both on the right-hand side. That allows you to move your document up and down. And then at the bottom, we have the scroll bar that allows us to move our document from side to side. The File tab, which we've looked at, that includes New, Open, Save, Save As, Print, Share, Export, and Close. Okay, so let's look at the most commonly used tabs, which are Home, Insert, Page Design, and View. So on the home page, and you'll see most of the commands are the same as you would find in Microsoft Word. So if you can use Microsoft Word, you should be able to use Publisher without any problems. So we have the clipboard, which has our cutting, copying, and pasting commands. The font, so you can change from bold, italicized, underline, and change your font style. Let me select a font here. You can change your font style or size. You have the large A and the little a, which allows you to increase or decrease font size incrementally. Of course, change the font color. Now, character spacing might be different depending on what you're using Publisher for. Like an event title, you may find that you want to increase the spacing depending on the font that you're using. Sometimes fonts will look like they're a little squished up and it makes it hard to read by increasing the font or increasing or actually decreasing if you're tight for space. So if I change that to tight, you can see how it sort of squishes things up a little bit. Or loose, which will actually be too loose with the size of our font there. I went with very tight. All the letters are on top of each other. So depending on the effect that you want with your words, you can change that. Okay, paragraph. And here's where we have, if you want to have a bullet list, if you want to indent, paragraph style, can add and remove columns. It's one of the nice things about using publishers that you can have columns just like you would have like in a newspaper article. You're going to have a page full of columns. Special characters will show where your where the so it's showing that I have like full stops here, and then you have like these dots in between the words. It's showing that I have one space between the words, so I can check to see if I have like extra spaces or why my paragraph is acting goofy when I don't want it to, and so that by clicking on the or the special characters icon, you can see all those different things. And then we have the alignment. So if you want your text aligned to the left, as in Flurry's going to talk to us now. As in this example here, all of our text is aligned to this left-hand margin. If I selected center, everything would be centered along this point here. And you can see in this instance, it would be very awkward having that. Left or right align. And then justify. We'll spread everything out so it fills up the entire space. Styles. So you can format your text with predefined styles. So the blurry hash. You can format your text with predefined styles. So if you're working with headings, your body text, bullets, different headings for different different types of headings for different levels in the document. So you have like your main heading, and then you might have like a subheading underneath that. You might want that a little smaller. And then there might be a subheading under your subheading. So you have predefined styles there that you can work with. And then objects. So here you can have can create new text boxes. Okay, so I'm on one of my blank pages. So if I wanted to add a text box, I can do that just by clicking and then in the area where I want the text box to be and clicking. And you'll notice that when the text box is created, it has these little dots all around it. Those are called handles. And you use the handles to change the size of the text box. So you'd be able to use the handles to make the text box larger or smaller, theoretically. And you can also rotate your text box by using this handle at the very top. And as you rotate, it'll rotate around this point. Insert pictures, and you can choose from a file that you have on your computer or on your OneDrive, or you can do a internet search and find picture that will go with your topic. So our summer theme is Adventure Begins at Your Library. So just did a quick search for adventure. To see what popped up. And all the pictures that come up in this search are going to be part of, if you select Creative Commons, they'll be part of the Creative Commons. So you can use them freely without worrying about stealing somebody else's work. And again, the pictures will have handles that you'll be able to use to make objects. You can insert tables. If you have a Excel spreadsheet that you want to insert into your document, you can do that. And shapes, so you can choose different shapes to highlight parts of document. And you can see how the ruler can be very handy in Publisher if you need something a specific size. You can actually line it up. All right, so let's look at insert. And here is where you would insert additional pages. You just click on that. You can also insert a duplicate page. So if you like the formatting or most of the information is going to be staying the same from one page to another, or if you have a image on the page, like this one, if you wanted to have that on multiple pages and just changing the text, you would set up your image, have it where you want it, and then you can just do insert duplicate page. And you can see these pages are exactly alike. Or you can insert a blank page. Table. So if I wanted to create a table, I can do so. Then I can organize my information. Same as you would in a spreadsheet. Insert illustrations. Like I said, you can choose from pictures, so you can look to see if you have something that is on your computer that you want to insert. Online pictures will allow you to do an online search. Shapes, picture placeholder. So if you know you want to have a picture in a certain location, but you don't know what that picture is going to be yet, you can insert a placeholder for it. Building blocks, we have page parts. So you can quickly insert if you want to have this like a pull quote. You've seen in some magazine articles, there might be something that they'll highlight one part of the article and they'll make that a pull quote. You can insert that. I'm just using my arrows to move that up and down. Insert, okay, so we have page parts, sidebars, stories, calendar. So if you wanted to create your own calendar, you can do that using the, oh, and it will actually populate it for you. Ah, I should be using this when I make my program calendar for the month instead of using Canva. So Canva is lovely. I love Canva. Canva is wonderful. But this actually populates the dates for me. And I wouldn't have to be moving my boxes and everything around. Okay. Border accents. So if you wanted to put a border around your page, do that. Oh, ain't that special? Okay. So you can insert a bar or a frame. So those are under borders and accents. And then some attention getters. I wonder if it's acting goofy because I have my items on or two screens open. So you know most of our programs are free, so free offer. Okay, so that is building blocks. Let's see, text. Draw a text box. And the text boxes are where your text is going to be entered in. And it's great when you want the text to be an exact size, or text box to be an exact size, or if you're wanting to add text to a shape or an object. The header and footer. You can use a header or a footer if you have something that you want to carry on for each page. So like with our SummerQuest catalogs, we usually have SummerQuest 2024. This year it'll be Adventure Begins at Your Library with whatever logo that we choose to use for this summer. And we usually have that at the top of every page. So if I did a header for that, I could do we can insert the page number. And let's see, I want to have that on apply to all pages. And then I want to do a footer as well. So insert footer, where are you? Footer. And that I just want to insert page number. And you can see I now have a tab up here called the master page. So anything that is on the master page is going to show up on my other pages. If I choose to select apply to all pages. Okay, so when I go back. All right, so if I go back and I'm looking at my other pages, I now have our SummerQuest 2024, our theme, and this is page 1. Go to the second page and see it automatically numbers the page that it's on, so that we know that our pages are in the correct order. Okay, going back up to my tabs. I have page design. And like I said, you have your page setup, which is the same as in all Microsoft. all Microsoft Office products, layout, pages. So over on the side here, you notice that you have your pages here. If you decide that I want this page in the front, I can easily switch that up. So it's very easy to move, delete, or rename pages. Schemes add a color or font theme. So ours seems to be Glacier, but I can easily change that if I choose to. And then it would change throughout the page. It will keep things consistent throughout the document. Okay, and then page background. So if I wanted color for the background page, use a gradient, I can easily make those changes here. Ooh, no. Okay. Let's see, that's page design, and then view will be the other tab that is frequently used. And you can choose from normal and master page. So this is where you would go to make those changes. So if I wanted to make changes to my header and my footer, and I wanted that on my master page, which is going to show through, be applied to all of my pages, I can do that. And then go to view and then normal. And then that takes me back to the pages that I'm working on so I can see what I'm doing. Okay, layout. Talked about the one page and the two page so you can see 2 pages at a time. Show makes the rulers and guidelines visible or invisible. So if you find this distracting, you can uncheck the box and get rid of it. But I find especially guidelines and such helpful. If I wanted a guideline, I would just click on the ruler and then pull down, and you can see this. I don't know if you can see it. Oops. Where am I? Yeah, I think it's my double monitor here that's messing things up. You can see I now have a guideline here. So if I wanted to make sure that on this page, I want this to start at 3 inches from the top of the page, I can pull down my guide till I'm at 3 inches. And then I know that everything is going to line up perfectly. I don't have to try to guess where stuff is. In Zoom, you can use this to zoom in and out. It's just as easy just to use the slide bar down here. In Window is helpful if you're working with more than one document at a time. You can easily switch between the 2 windows. And we'll give you a listing here of the titles of the documents that you have open. All right, so let's move on to our 4th activity. So with your flyer open, I'm going to demonstrate how to edit the text in the template. So in the event title box, let's type Microsoft Publisher. In the date box, we'll put today's date. And the time. And the location. Okay, and in the event description box, we're going to type learn how to use MS Publish. Register at 45907. Okay. And then we can edit or change the font and the font size of any of this. You click the down arrow to change the font style, and you can see it gives you, in the list, you get an idea of what it will look like in your document. Okay, and then once we've made all the changes that we want to make, actually I want to change the color of this. So let's see, where page design. Let's see which one is closest to our colors. And that one. Okay, and then once you've finished making any changes that you want to your flyer, you'll go up to File and Save. And we have one document done. Okay, number 6, we are going to create a greeting card. Let's go to New, Open. Oops, not New. New. built-in greeting cards. Okay, so I've chosen one that I want to use. Under color scheme, I can change the color scheme if I wanted to. The person that I'm giving the card to prefers magenta. Citrus, yeah. I like the original one better. Lilac. And maybe the person I'm giving this to likes purple. I can choose my fonts that I prefer. So it's a young person that can't read cursive. I want to make sure that you use something that they'll be able to read. And then under options, you can choose your page size and how you want the card to fold. So if you want this to be a quarter sheet side fold, which means it will open up like a book. A top fold will be one that will open up. Or if you want it to be half sheet side fold. So the quarter sheet folds are, as it sounds, it's going to be folded in half and then in half again. So it'll be a quarter of the size of a full sheet of paper. The half sheet will just get one fold. And then once you've made your customizations, you click on Create. And then you can click on your pages here. Use my zoom in, made especially for you by and let's see, can we do a preview? Okay, so you can see that when this prints out, this is going to be what it looks like on the page. And this is going to be a quarter sheet top fold. So when I fold it, I'll fold it in half this way first, along this line here. And then I would fold it along here. So this will be the back page, this will be our front page, and then this will be on the inside. Okay, and then if you want it, you can save that. And we have one more activity challenge for you. Okay, so we're going to click on the File tab. and click on New. And we're going to go through the same process. Find a template for a calendar. So we go to built-in calendars. Like I said, I do calendars for the programs of the month, so I might start using Publisher for that. Okay. I like having a calendar that has something off to the side so I can highlight certain programs. So I think I like this one or that one. No, I think I like this one best. So I can choose my color scheme. So if there's one that is similar to, I think this one, similar to our logo colors, I like to try to do that. And sometimes I like to use like seasonal colors. So if I'm doing something for the summer, I can do that one. I can choose my default font. Our motto is come and grow with us. And I can add a logo. I don't know if I have my logo saved on this computer or not. No, I don't think I like how that looks. And voila. Have our contact information right there. And I'd be able to move that down. Ooh, our logo's there. Ooh, I like this. This is my new calendar making program. And then I can insert text boxes. Where's my text box? Draw a text box. And I can Scheme Club, 6 p.m. And you'll notice that with the text boxes, if the text takes up more room than what is available, the handles turn red, and there is actually an ellipsis here. That's letting me know that there's more information. And because my computer does not like the fact that I am in two screens here, let me pull this down. And then let me pull back up here, and you can see Steam Club at 6 p.m. on Mondays. I think I should be able to. I just copy and paste. Come on. Oh, that will make stuff so much easier. So I can have text boxes for each of the events that occurs during the week, and then I can copy and paste them onto the other weeks and onto new months. And that'll be so easy. So that was an introduction to Microsoft Publisher. In a couple of weeks, we will have I think it's an advanced Microsoft Publisher coming up. So if you want to learn more, you can come join me on that evening. I don't have my calendar with me. Speaking of calendars, let's see, I'm in January. Actually, I think it's the 30th. Because next week we have somebody coming in from Penn State Extension to talk about Medicare. So if you're getting close to that age where you have to start thinking about applying for Medicare, and by the time you hit 65, you are required to apply for Medicare, come out. That will be at 4 o'clock at the library. And she'll give you information about how to go about applying for Medicare and what you need to know and what information you need. On the 23rd, we will be having Beth's Craft Corner. I think I know what we're going to do for that. I think we're going to be making some cards for February. And then on the 30th, we will have the enhanced Microsoft Publisher. Okay, so I think that is it for today. And as always, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask at the library. We'll be happy to help you figure all this out. Of course, we have our dedicated digital navigator now, Jen. And you can always make an appointment with her if you want to work with her one-on-one on learning how to do some of this stuff. And I think that is it for today. So stay warm, take care, and be careful out there.